with a check one with Brent Midland, Les Claypool, Phil Lesh. We're not even sure Les Claypool was there, but it was the band with Brent Midland, the guys from Built to Last, the guys from In the Dark, the Grateful Dead. Some 30 years later, 65 to 75 to 85, 60 to 75, 20 years later. It was over 20 years later. It was the late 1980s. There was a nameless blood member family, Sugar Ree, and Bear. Yeah, yeah, they loved the Truck Depot Road. Jerry wound up driving the car into a telephone pole. I'd love to get that on the tubes later, probably closer to season four. Dang thing still parked in my homestead driveway. It's been covered up. It's still parked there. I look at that homestead and I look at the time the band spent there and what's gone on. The PS. However, since '96, it belongs in a museum. Is what I says. It should be a walk-through museum that eventually, I'd like to raise my young, or at least one young, one of me, yeah, and walk them through, but I wouldn't mind walking them through and telling this tales, while it's a museum. And the property was bought, in 1810 from New London. What, they didn't change the borders and make a town out of anything till like 1870 something. There was no town next to it. It says it was the 1776 city, and 1790 came along, and 6 generations back, there was an explorer from Sweden that went through Ellis Isle and wound up traveling north and picked up a 10,000 square foot, and it's still in the family still today. That's it was the story goes, and there was an older elders. They says they're seniors, well then they're centennials, and I tend to take their word to heart a bit. Say closer to 165. You wouldn't escalate their age. Well, maybe if he says he's born 1910s, and got to this country in 1930, and he's still there, and it's almost 2020. It's like he's like 110 years old and says, okay, so we know there was Tool. Well, his dad is a Swedish name, born in Sweden. They changed it to Gunsmith. Isn't that badass? Gunsmith Jones, Gunny Jones Carlson. Never went out west, wound up in New London. Makes Tool Carlson, Tool Gunsmith Carlson, said never built guns, fought in World War One. Makes Werner Carlson, said fought in World War One as well.